Shadow man, I'm back, B. So now his leg hurt, man. You can't make this up. Look at the view, man. About to clock out a few minutes. Look at this view, man. Queensbridge, man. Anyway, man. Now his leg hurt. You can't make this up with this dude, man. I ain't gonna take up too much of your time, but it's just pathetic, man. Every time this dude lose, there's always something wrong. It's the hand, it's the air condition, it's he was on psych meds or he was sedated. His shit is crazy, man. Like, yo, his leg hurt now. Like, come on, man. But you finished the game, and you was out there with like 10 seconds left scoring layups. If you was hurt and you knew y'all wasn't gonna win, why didn't you sit down? This shit don't make no sense, man. Yo, come on, man. How you guys LeBron fans? How y'all fall for these antics, man? Come on, man. Like, I don't understand this shit, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand the antics, man. You know, that these guys just fall for, man. They really love this dude, man. Yo, LeBron, and he's the king, and oh, this nigga's the king of excuses, man. He's the king of excuses, man. And you guys continue to fall. First of all, they got the brakes beat off of them by Minnesota. Okay? You know, Minnesota, I told y'all they had some athletes. They had a more athletic team. They had youth on their side. And you have a rising star. You know, the Lakers, they didn't have the athletes or the size to deal with that type of team, man. So, you know, it got exposed. And, you know, everybody was hollering and hooping about the Lakers could get to the Western Conference Finals. All you got to do is roll the tapes, man. The questions was asked, how far can the Lakers go? And people was like, oh, they could get to the Western Conference Finals. Yo, they could do this, they could do that. And they got packed, man, in 5. Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5. And they got packed in 5, man. Now this dude making excuses. You got J.J. Redick storming off the podium. Like, come on, man. Be professional. You lost, man. You lose. You're human beings, man. You're going to win, you're going to lose. It's sports. That's why they play the game, man. Nothing is a foregone conclusion. You know, speaking of that, man, last night was crazy, man. The boxing shit, B. You know, the boxing game, man, like, it changed last night on the landscape. We had 3 good fights that were supposed to be 3 good fights, man. The matchups were good. People be cooking turkey, right? They be on them like, oh, he don't know about boxing. He's just trying to take over, and he's just throwing the money around. He's making these guys get in the ring, man. Believe it or not, he's making fights happen. These guys have been active, and they're not really fighting as much. And Turkey is putting these guys in the ring, and he's giving these guys a paycheck, man. You know, the promoters, you know, he's looking at the promoters, all right, look, boom, I got the money. Let's make these fights happen. And they're you know what I'm saying? Like, give him at least a little bit of credit. Like, he's making the fights happen. I don't know what his interior motive is. People feel like, oh, he's trying to buy boxing, and he's just throwing the money around. Yeah, oh, man, the name of the game is for people to make money. It's called prize fighting, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the ins and outs of the boxing game as far as the business and all of that stuff. I don't have the inside sources. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm pretty sure that people want to make money. And if they see they can, you know what I mean? And the problem is booking these venues. To me, that's what I see. Booking venues, getting opponents, matchmaking, you know, like I said, the venues, you know, getting things set up, making sure the fighters are getting paid, compensated well, you know, and I think once those things have been established, there's no excuse for these guys to not get in the ring. We're still not getting the marquee fights that we really want, or at least be seeing these guys more active. They're getting in the ring, man. And that's all you can ask for, man. You know, so I salute Turkey, man, for at least trying, man. And him and his team or whatever, they just trying to make things happen, man. They seeing these guys getting, it was with the cards for last night it was a good card, man. The fights didn't live up to the billing, but it was a good card, man. You had Arnold Barboza versus T.O. the takeover. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, T.O., I ain't gonna lie, he was sharp last night. He looked good. He boxed well. He was bobbing, he was moving. He looked real good last night. He outclassed and outboxed Barboza. And Barboza it wasn't like he was getting belt the ass. He was in the fight. He didn't have the skill set to match up with Teofimo Lopez, and it showed. So, that was a one-sided fight, pretty much, Although he had a moment or two in the fight, it wasn't like he got destroyed. He just got outclassed and outboxed, you know what I'm saying? Then you had Devin Haney, who did the remix to or the remake to the Running Man, Richard Dawson movie, The Running Man. He's the new Arnold Schwarzenegger and that shit. This dude, he, and he's the brother, man. I don't, man. I don't want to get on the brother like that, but he's not. To me, I don't think he's confident in his chin, man. I don't see that confidence back yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did a lot of moving in that fight, and it just come to show he wasn't really trying to engage. He just wanted to get through the 12 rounds, and he knew that this guy, he was a perfect opponent for Haney / the power. You know what I'm saying? But that was a perfect opponent for Haney because he was a guy with power. So now, if he got hit, he wanted to know how would he react, but he never really got a chance to get hit because he ran so much, and as soon as the guy got close, he tied up. So the guy couldn't really get any effective shots off, and because Jose Ramirez is a one-trick, I don't want to say a one-trick pony, but because he's a guy that has just one style, he really doesn't make too much adjustments. He didn't really, he didn't really cut off the ring with Haney. He didn't do certain things that are more technically skilled fighter would have done. Like somebody like a Canelo. If Canelo would have been fighting him, or somebody like that's a pressure fighter. You know what I'm saying? That cuts off like an Inoue, or somebody that knows, how to, get in the right position to cut the ring off and land, mean shots. Like Haney, you can see he hasn't really learned much. I think he needs a real, regime change in his corner. Some guys that can really teach him some things in boxing that can, advance his career. Sometimes I think as parents, we take our kids to a certain point. I can't tell a man nothing because he took his son to the highest he can get as far as stardom. He got his son a star. All those fathers, salute to those fathers. They brought their sons and turned their sons into superstars. But at some point in time, man, it's okay to step back and let your son be who he is, or let the if you feel like he can advance further, without you right there in the corner, sometimes you got to take that step back, man. And I think, with Haney, he needs somebody to really that can advance him to the next level, because if he continues like this, he's going to get knocked out, man. He's going to get in there with somebody that really knows how to cut off the ring, get in there with somebody with power. They're going to end up matching him. He's in the wrong division at 147 or at 140. Those are some, you got some tough guys in those divisions, man. So he has to be careful, man, with who his next few opponents are, man. You know what I'm saying? His career is on the line within the next year or two, depending on his opponents, man. Because the way he looked last night, he didn't he wanted to engage, like he wasn't really ready to get hit. The way, the old Devin Haney, he sat in the pocket, he banged out, he'll bang out with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he would move and use a jab, but he sat in the pocket a little bit. This version of Haney. He didn't like. He wanted to engage. Like I said, the confidence in the chin wasn't there, man. And then we go to Ryan Garcia, man. Ryan, that was a, he didn't perform well last night. Sometimes it's just not your night. And Terrence Crawford said it in the morning. He said, "Yo, boy, you look strong." And me, I ain't gonna lie. This is why we watch. Like my man say, I say, hey, I'm just a fan. That's my saying. I thought that Ryan would still get him out of there because we looked at Rolly, right? Nobody gave Rolly boxing IQ credit. And he showed boxing IQ in there. Not only was he sharp, he showed the IQ. He kept his chin, that right hand here the whole night. And then if it wasn't here, his head was moving. He never left his head on that square for it to be clipped like Haney did. Haney never moved his head from that left hook. You know what I'm saying? And his strategy was to take away that left hook. And Ryan really got nothing else. So Ryan right now, to me, he's reminding me of Deontay Wilder. Except Wilder was able to get away with it longer. But like against certain opponents, you can get away with that. But then when you get against these world-class fighters, that one-trick pony thing may not work. You know what I'm saying? If it don't work, what's plan B? And that's the same thing happened with Wilder and Fury. And then Wilder and Zhang, Wilder and Parker, when he couldn't really get that right hand off. And then plus the wars he went through with Fury, he didn't really have nothing left, man. That right hand just wasn't flowing the way it used to. And he wasn't disguising it. And this is the same thing with Ryan Garcia. That right hand, it ain't flowing. It's not flowing like it used to flow. It's that left hook. It's not flowing. And he's not disguising his punches. He's not doing anything, that shows any improvement. And he can turn out to be another one-trick pony, man. He has to be careful, man. And he's getting exposed for it, man. So we're gonna see his career's on the line within the next fight or two as well, man. But hopefully he bounces back, man. Rolly was gracious in defeat. Like I said, we underestimated his boxing IQ because we're so used to Rolly. We look at his awkward style and how he moves, and he looks robotic out there. And then when but he has that power. People gave him a chance because of the power, but he really showed great boxing IQ out there, man. And finally, before I leave, we're gonna talk a little bit about the NBA. Right now, the Clippers is getting the brakes beat off them. Last time I checked, it was 84-59 Denver. Game 7. So it's looking like if they don't come back, another failed performance by James Harden. As far as they're not gonna call him choking, but they're not. When it comes down to that, the games you need the most, where's Harden? And Kawhi Leonard, it's not looking good, man, for the legacy with these guys, man. Steph Curry's another one. You let Houston come back and win this series, I don't want to hear nothing about him being better than the Magic. I don't want to hear no more of these talks, man. It's over, man. Anyway, man, me get ready to punch out, man. I just wanted a few minutes of your time. Maybe I'll go live later. We'll see what happens, man. Anyways, man, Manyface Publishing, The Shadow Man. I'm out, man. Peace.